Well, hello, my beautiful Scorpio. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career or money reading for the end of January right through the end of February 2024. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details. And I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful. There's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Scorpio, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get your overarching energy first and then follow it with the rest of your cards just to see what is coming your way for the next 6 weeks. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of? Can you please show them the way? What are they meant to know regarding their career and their money situation? How should they proceed? Okay, your first card there is the Hermit. Okay, thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? Now, this tells me that you have a wealth of knowledge, that you came to this lifetime with every single thing that you need in terms of your talent, your gifts, and your drive. But with the Hermit energy, it tells me some of you may be withdrawing in order to work on some secret plans, or some of you are currently searching for inspiration. So I will tap into this energy a little bit more. Some of you are thinking about going solo on something, okay? Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. They want one more, so I'll give it to you there. We have the Star. So I definitely see that you are standing out from the crowd there. I definitely see that you are going from strength to strength in your career. And some of you, if you want to be well known, your reputation, I feel like you are going to stand apart from the crowd. I feel like, you know, this is a potential where you could be either famous or step into the public eye in some way. For some of you, if you're on social media, this could be where your, social platform in some way goes viral or people notice what it is that you do. And for some of you, if you're in a career where you work for somebody, it could be that you're appreciated for your skill set and really noticed and tapped for a dream opportunity. We will go a little bit deeper with the energy there, but your overarching energy means you are creating waves, okay? If you're an entrepreneur already, because the Hermit energy indicates some of you are currently thinking about working on something solo, or you are already working on an entrepreneurial ship, this means that it's going to lead you to accomplish your dreams, okay? Also, I feel like, you know, you are someone who is gaining a lot of clarity at this time because the Hermit actually has the Star, okay, in the lantern. So it's like you're searching for inspiration, maybe new ideas or ways to shake up your career sector right now to enjoy it a little bit more, find more spontaneity in the everyday. And your final card is the Star. So this Hermit is searching for the Star. You know, is really looking at it, observing it, seeing how you can get the best energy out of your situation. And then the Star is accomplishing that. It's like releasing the Star from the lantern. So some of you may have felt like you haven't reached your full potential over the last couple of years, but this month in particular is critical for you to shine your light and set yourself free in some way. So I'm actually being given this energy, and I think even this came up in one of your readings like a couple of months ago. They're showing me a bottle of champagne, and it's almost like someone is shaking this bottle of champagne. I mean, you should never really do that because that's when it goes pop, you know, it just completely like is self-contained, and then suddenly it's like this popping and all the fizz comes out. So I feel you are currently in a position where you feel like you haven't really tapped into that full potential, and now you're allowing yourself to run wild when it comes to your career. So this could be like you're brimming over with potential, new ideas, and things are going to get a bit fizzy for you where they get really interesting. So, I mean, champagne tends to represent celebrating something. So it could also be that you're going to receive a gift in appreciation to whatever it is that you do. And it could even be like a bottle of fizz there. But, you know, they're showing me that the cork comes right off, and the cork can be unpredictable. Okay, so I get this energy of you being bold and daring and being a little bit more unpredictable in your career, because I feel some of you have got to a stage where you're really good at what you do. Okay, you've done it over and over. Some of you may have had some repetitive cycles where, you know, you've just kept your nose to the grindstone and you are just super good at what you do. You're very talented, you're very gifted. And now it's like, what next? Okay, because the hermit gets to a certain level and he does not put himself, you know, in the cave of life until he wants to seek like new energy, you know, recharge batteries and do something different or do something new. Now, some of you could be deciding to change some sort of sector that you work in, or you're searching for inspiration on how to, you know, reach your goal or your dream, or align yourself with a wish, a dream opportunity. But also, I feel some of you are coming up with new ways of making your world a little bit more excitement in the career sector, whether it's you restructuring a project or, you know, going for a new position, you know, promotion or elevating in some way. I feel this energy of you going, you know what, I've done this. And you're really established. So some of you may be starting something new, and you're not really starting from scratch. You're starting from experience, because the hermit has a wealth of experience, okay? Now, the hermit also indicates like a bit of a timeout. And because you have the moon card there as well, it tends to tell me that the month of February in particular for you is going to be all about fluctuating energy, okay? So there's going to be some days where you're highly motivated, you're, you know, going after your goals and dreams, and you're making stuff happen on your terms. And then the next day you may find that actually you're not as motivated, or you're feeling like it's time to just take a pause, reflect, or you're going to be doing some of the busy stuff the day before and then taking a little bit more of a cerebral approach to the next stage, where you're going to be like plotting and planning. And you know, taking a pause doesn't mean you're not doing anything, because you have a mind that's like a supercomputer. And sometimes I feel the message here is you need to take quality rest, or learn when resting really means resting, and not just always thinking about your next plans, or, you know, having that like little chessboard in your mind. Like, if I make that move there, then in 5 years' time, I'm going to be here. Or if I do this, then that's going to be the outcome. It's really important to take quality rest, okay? Now, this is your protagonist energy. So I am getting a very strong energy here for the majority of my beautiful Scorpios. You know, orchestrating something behind the scenes. You've got plans and you're keeping them to yourself, because you've learned that when you entrust a plan with somebody, it's almost like it either doesn't materialize the way that you hoped for, or you may find that people look at you in a different way, or they see your goals and they see that actually you're going to places that they cannot keep up. And they may try to derail you or drain your energy, or try to influence you in a way where you're like, so you think I shouldn't go for that because you didn't get to where you want to go. So now you're telling me that I can't. I feel it's really important that you're phasing out any negativity. And that's what I see you doing here. Any negative voices, anyone who doesn't support your goals and dreams, it doesn't mean you're going to cut them off. It means that you're actually just not listening to their negativity. You're not letting anything or anyone derail you or drain you and, you know, try to take you off your path. Now, it says here, rest and look within. Take time to reflect and look within. And the hermit energy indicates some of you may even be taking a more spiritual approach to your career. So it could be that you're noticing like different synchronistic numbers, like 1111, that indicate that you're on the right path. It could also be you're seeing different names that really appeal to you or apply to your situation. So for example, if you're offered a job opportunity at a company that's called Hayward Gallery, right? And then suddenly you walk down the sidewalk and you see like a road sign that says Hayward Avenue. You're like, oh my gosh, I was asking for a sign, and, you know, Hayward, I keep seeing that word everywhere. So this is a sign. So I feel some of you are looking for signs within your career sector to see if you're on the right path. But I actually see that you are on the right path. And also, things have been difficult for you, whether you felt like you just didn't have the energy or the motivation, because, you know, Normally, when we start a year, 2024, January, everybody's like, yeah, got the intuition, got the intentions, setting new goals and resolutions. And then 2 or 3 days into it, you're like, ugh, it's kind of all the same. It's the same as last year. It just feels like the momentum has kind of dissipated. So some of you may also feel that your year didn't really start in January. It's almost like your year is going to pick up towards the end of January into February. That's when things start to really start moving in the career sector for you, okay? But right now, you may be searching for inspiration, and you're going to find it. Lots of new ideas. If you are holding back on an idea, or you've started something but you haven't finished it, February is the month to really get ahead and get it done, okay? But that Hermit energy, it feels a lot of you are thinking about going solo, launching an entrepreneurship, doing your own thing, because you have a wealth of knowledge in whatever it is that you do. So even if you've worked for a career for a long time, and you're in a company, for example, you may think that actually I'd like to be a consultant because you have a lot of knowledge and you could do something like that on your own, set up your own practice, and then outsource your business to different companies, maybe even the company that you used to work for. So I feel like you get a better rate. That's the energy that I've got coming through here. So maybe these are ideas that are floating around in your mind right now, but whatever idea it is that you're having, you're going to make it happen, and it's going to be very lucrative for you as well. Now, also we have the Wheel of Fortune. In your career, you may have felt there's been a lot of ups and downs. And I feel some of you have felt that things were out of your control in some way, or even some of you may have been feeling a little bit stuck in a rut. But I feel you're actually turning your life around for the better. And also, luck is on your side. Jupiter is helping you to achieve whatever it is you want at a faster pace. So you're going to see things start to pick up a little bit more. It says, be open to possibilities, new opportunities, and good luck. And I would say around about the 3rd week of February for you, there is a new opportunity heading your way. Whether you put your resume out there or not, I see like someone getting an opportunity that pops into their email, or even someone contacts you out of the blue and says, hey, I'm setting up this really great lucrative deal. I'd love you to come in on it and, use your expertise to further the business. And I feel it's something that will really set you apart in some way. So I really get this energy of turning your career around in some way for the better, for the positive, but also there's like a lucky break happening for you. But it happens in February, okay? It's like 3rd week of February for you, because I feel things have been a little bit like in a monotonous process, but I also feel like you've been working in cycles right now. It's almost like you've been really listening to your body when it is time to rush in and make things happen and be a leader. And then when it's time to sit back, recharge your batteries a little bit more and ruminate on your plans, just to make sure that you're still on course and that you're strategizing in the right way. So, maybe in the past, that little inner critic, when you felt like you were having a bit of a down day and you didn't really feel like that go-getting spirit, you may have berated yourself going, come on, I should be better than this. I should be more focused. I feel like you're actually being a little bit more compassionate with yourself now and saying, you know what? There's a reason why my body is saying, okay, not today. You're not as inspired as you were yesterday. And you're really listening to that and you're working with it. You're working with the resources that you have right now. Because those downtimes are for moments of inspiration, for really like categorizing what's next, prioritizing what's important. And then the next day, you've got high energy to make that happen. So I actually feel you're in a really interesting evolutionary energy in your career right now. But the Wheel of Fortune tells me that things are going to be going in your favor, and things that you felt were out of your control are suddenly going to be very much in control. And there is actually a lucky opportunity that arises for you that you are going to grab with both hands, okay? So Lady Luck is working in your favor. Fortune is favoring the brave, there is what I see, because I feel that you are using your skill set to your full advantage. And if you feel like you've hit a glass ceiling in something, because the Hermit, some of you could be quiet quitting because you're going to be going on towards another opportunity. Or if you are an entrepreneur, you may be quietly working on some plans that you're strategizing before you actually launch it. I see a path is being made clear for you. especially since we have the moon card here, okay? The moon card tends to have a dog and a wolf on it. Now, the dog represents domesticity. So some of you may think about business ideas that you could work from home, where you can increase your finances. But also, I feel like you're looking at stable working environments. And the wolf represents independence. So some of you may be thinking about going independently towards something, whether it's setting up an entrepreneurship or whether it is that you go and do freelance work, okay? Now, with the two combined, it could be that some of you are thinking about a long-term contract with a company where there is like a steady set paycheck coming in month to month. But there's an energy of duality with the moon where it's like you could do both if you found the time, of course. So some of you may be ruminating on that right now. Now, the moon card tends to mean that you're very intuitive, that you are in a period of transformation in your career, and you're trying to make sure that you get the best out of your career because you are the best at what you do. So it stands to reason that you're going to look at value, how you value yourself, how you readdress, your skill set, because I feel it's really about you finding your purpose, but at the same time being fairly recompensed financially for your skill set. So if you feel like you're being underpaid or underestimated in some area of your career, I feel like you really are coming to the fore and reestablishing yourself as someone who is a real force to be reckoned with, okay? Now it says here, find clarity, following your own path. Now, if these two cards do not like shout from the mountaintops, following your own path, doing things on your own terms, marching to the beat of your own drum, I don't know what does, because these are cards of nonconformity, but also independence. Now, of course, when we work for a company, there are certain policies that we need to adhere to, but also you can actually stand out from the crowd by being your wonderful, unique, authentic self. You come to this lifetime with a lot of original ideas and you do things differently from everybody else. You're someone who pays close attention to the details. You're always someone who, when, well, I won't say the sentence that my guides are giving me because there's a profanity in there, but when something hits the fan, let's put it that way, then you're the sort of person who will find a solution and inspire other people to rise with you because you're not a selfish person. I feel like you want the team to win. That's the same thing with your family unit or your soul tribe. You want everyone to rise and win at the same time. So I feel if there's any difficulty or something arises, you will always find a solution. Now, the moon card also indicates something hidden comes to light. So I feel when the moment is right for you to reveal what you've been working on, so whether it's a book or a course of learning for other people that you can do as like passive income, I feel like you'll reveal it when you feel it's time or it's ready. But this is a card really that's about connecting to your dreams, that what you have in your mind, you can have in your hand. So I feel like you are almost like, willing your dreams to life, wishing them to life. I get this strong energy of like manifestation, even though you don't have the magician card yet in your reading. I really get this sense of you being in control of your destiny. And I feel like there's a hidden opportunity, something that hasn't been orchestrated into your life yet, but February is the month where it will show up for you, okay? Now, the moon card can also indicate caution. Okay, so I really get this energy of you being cautious about who you share your ideas with and also how you channel your energy and your time. I feel like you're noticing when people drain your energy or where situations like toxic environments drain your energy, but also you need to be very mindful about boredom. Okay, procrastination. When you feel uninspired, when you feel like you've reached a certain level, you get a little bit antsy, a little bit frustrated. And that's why you're always reinventing yourself, revamping situations, because you know that boredom is death. So I get a sense here that some of you are looking at your career sector and trying to grow through your career sector, making sure that you come up with new ideas, to be inspired, to change your circumstances for the better, and to bring a little bit more excitement in there as well. Now, the star energy does indicate that you are, focused on your destiny, that you will shine, you stand out. And for some of you, this could be an award. It could also be like a promotion or a raise or being noticed for your skill set so that you can be set up for a position of authority or a position that has more status there and more responsibility. But also, I feel this is about you like renewing your motivation and your drive. It's almost like you're taking some time out to really refocus, and now you have the motivation and the energy to go after whatever it is that you do. You're shining that light, but also it's a new phase of your career. So this could be that you're picking up a new project in the month of February, or you're embracing a new idea and growing it to term. It will become your reality, and it will be very successful, because the star energy is all about success. But I feel like you're working towards something right now so that you can enjoy a brighter future for you and your family. So it feels very much like you're in a strategy, a planning stage of something, like almost like going, if I make a move here and do this with my career, and then later on down the line, I'm going to do this with my career, and then I'm going to get to here, then I'm going to have this wealth, and I'm going to put it, I just feel like you've got lots of things on the go in your mind that you're going to either set up, or you already have set up, that will be very good for you long term. Now it says here, trust your destiny, be true to yourself, and celebrate your uniqueness. That's what sets you apart. You know, you have an originality about you. You're a leader. You're not a follower. You're independent in your thinking, and you have wonderful ideas. So embrace them. Okay, there's something unique about your skill set, and I feel February will be the month where you let it shine a little bit more. Sometimes you really enjoy being the power behind the throne, but in February, I see that actually you're going to be sitting on that throne as well, and there's going to be a spotlight on you. And for some of you, you may feel a little bit uncomfortable about this, but I feel like you have worked really hard for this moment, so I feel it's really important to celebrate it. Celebrate your wonderful self and be proud, okay? So I feel like you're aligning yourself with a wish, or, you know, you're really looking at a wish that you have, and it feels very much contained, but now it becomes something that's bigger than almost like yourself, if that makes sense. So it's almost like I get this moment for you in the middle of February where you just think, I've been dreaming about this moment for such a long time. And now it's here, and it's finally happened. And you recognize the power of your mind and your hard work ethic. It makes it happen. Now, I'm also getting an energy, before I move on to the rest of the cards, I'm getting an energy for some of you beautiful Scorpios out there who've come to this reading and you're currently without work. Either you were made redundant in 2023, or perhaps you have walked away from something because you want a change, something like a fresh new start. I see here that there is going to be a sudden opportunity. There's actually two that's arriving for you, okay? And I feel, you know, it's almost like you're being headhunted, or you're being, I'm just getting this energy of someone looking at your resume or looking at your skill set, and I just see and hear them almost like going, I want Scorpio. It's almost like they may have like 10 resumes in front of them. They're like, no, I want this one. I want this one. And if, for example, you're not free for a certain interview date, they will change their schedule just to make sure that they interview you, because there's something about you that is unique that they need to have on their team. Okay. And also, I feel this puts you in a really great position to negotiate a good deal for yourself. I always say this to people if you're going into an interview, okay, value who you are and value your skill set. You know, if there is a certain amount of money, within reason, of course, that you want for what it is that you do, always like ask for just a little bit more, so they will always negotiate you down, always. So it seems like they're getting a good deal because they feel like, yeah, we actually negotiated Scorpio down. But at the same time, you're like, well, I did ask for a little bit more than I was hoping for, and they negotiated me down, but not lower than what my actual figure that I really wanted was. So you win. Okay, because I feel like you win the pay grade there. Now, this could also mean that some of you beautiful Scorpios are going to get some sort of raise or promotion in February, but let's go to your cards and see what's going on there. So we have the Judgment card. We have the King of Swords, and we have the Ace of Swords. So something you're thinking about is becoming a reality. Something that you are ruminating on is taking action, or it's like materializing on the physical plane. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? What do they need to know? We've also got the Sun there. Thank you so much. We have the Seven of Wands, and we also have the Queen of Wands. You know, the Queen of Wands indicates you're magnetic. You're leading with your passion, and you really stand out, and that you are attracting a lot of attention in your career, but also you are rising through the ranks, and you're building strong friendships as well. They want me to go one more, so I will. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please? We have the Three of Swords. Of course, there had to be a negative card. This is a Scorpio reading. It's never without a difficulty in some way. But the energy that I'm getting with that Three of Swords is, it's difficult. Whatever it is that you're doing, it's hard work. And I feel to be seen for all the hard work that you are actually putting into, all that effort that you're putting into your career, I feel it's hard won. And I just get a sense that sometimes people look at you, my beautiful Scorpio, like, oh, wow, they're so successful. Bully for them. But you're like, you know what? I work really hard, long hours that perhaps other people are not putting into the office that you are. I really feel like you're going above and beyond. You're going extra because there's this level of energy here where I'm not saying you've got tunnel vision, my beautiful Scorpio. What I see here is that when you're focused on a goal, you're so focused that nothing can derail you from that goal. I feel like you obsessively work towards something because you're passionate about it, and it is hard. People just don't have the stamina that you've got. And I feel, when you look back on this moment in February where you go, yes, I received an opportunity and I ran with it, and you're going to celebrate it, whatever it is, I feel, you are also going to look back and think, wow, that was a lot. How did I do that? You're going to look at it because you were so excited and passionate about it. It doesn't feel like a chore. It doesn't feel like work when you're enjoying whatever it is that you do. And some of you beautiful Scorpios, you're going to return to something that you used to do. Okay, so some of you may be trying to restructure your career in some way where you return to a sector where you really used to enjoy what you do. So it feels very much like you're returning to something. You're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience, and that helps you elevate even quicker than before. Okay. Now we do have the Judgment card. So right now you're all about your path. You're all about your life's mission and purpose. The Judgment card indicates you have a choice to make. Okay, so I feel you're at a self-evaluation period. These two period cards are like very important because it's like going within for answers. Am I on the right track? What do I need to do to get to the next level? Where am I going to go after that? So I feel right now you're strategizing, and the Judgment card is really about you knowing deep, deep down what you need to do. And then you're taking action on it. You're putting in the effort. So for some of you with the Page of Pentacles, because this is your complementing card, shall we say, I get an energy here that you are putting what or you're putting your knowledge into practice, but also some of you may be even applying for courses of learning online to enrich what you already know, okay? So that if you get different viewpoints, or some of you may even put yourself on a course of learning to get a qualification or a skill set certification in order to upskill or in order to increase your opportunity to get more money. So with the Judgment card, this is really about you sort of like getting rid of things that would distract you in some way as well, because I feel like there's a renewal of motivation, of drive. And for some of you, I feel like you're leaving your old life behind in some way. You're listening to your calling. So this could be that you feel that you've hit like a glass ceiling, or you have got to a position in your career right now where you're feeling a little bit unmotivated, and you need to actually shake things up a little bit so that you can branch out or do something a little bit more exciting to keep you interested in it. Because I feel, you can go after something with such tenacity and drive that when you've reached a point where you're like, you know what, I've been there, done that, you always want to reinvent or kind of like revamp so that you're like, well, what next? And I really feel there's this energy here about you of what next. But also the Judgment card is like second wind. Okay, and what I mean by that is suddenly you've got that determination, that drive after a period of rest. So I feel that it's almost like January kind of eased you into the flow of being back in a career environment, and now you're just getting back on track. Okay, so I definitely see that you're focused solely on your life's purpose and mission, and I feel like you're going at it with absolute power, determination, drive, and energy. Now we do have the Page of Pentacles here, so I definitely see the next 6 weeks there is some money news coming in. There could be an increase, a little bit of an increase coming in for finances there, but also this card connects to money news as well as job news. So I feel for some of you who have been putting your resume out there for a new opportunity, I definitely see that you could be starting a new position. Now, as I said, it's almost like you have a wealth of knowledge, but it also feels like you're starting something new that perhaps you've never done before. So it could be that if you're deciding to stay where you're at, it could be that you have decided to ask for a course to upskill, or for some of you, it could be that you are wanting to step into a new role, and therefore you have to train on some extra aspects of that new role. So ultimately, I mean, one of your last cards there are the Queens. So I definitely see that you are the power behind the throne, because I always say the Queen is the power behind the throne. So you're still in a really powerful position in your career, but at the same time, I feel this energy of you like learning new skills. Also, the Page of Pentacles indicates that you're someone who is a hard worker, okay? And anything that you get in life, you work hard for it. And that's why that Three of Swords is there for you. I also feel like your commitment to prosperity, you're actually going to see the rewards or the outcome of it this month. February is a great month for you for an increase in finances, but also to see that your plan is working. Because I get a sense here that you may be beginning something that will see great prosperous rewards. So if you're an entrepreneur, for example, with the Hermit energy going solo, you may implement another branch of your career, of your business in some way, and it brings in a lot more money. It's almost like a hit straight away. And for some of you who are thinking about going solo, you may be becoming an entrepreneur, you may launch your business and it will become something that goes viral, or it's something that puts you in the public eye or sets you apart from other people. Whatever you're putting your effort into right now, I just want you to be aware, it will always be judged by everybody. Okay? Whether it's your mom or your pa, if they're on the physical plane, or whether it's your friends, or whether it's the people you work with, or whether it's the people in your industry, or even if you're like on social media and it's your audience, whoever it is, they're always going to have a judgment. They're always going to have a thought process on what it is that you do. And so what? Be your wonderful, unique, authentic self, because I get this energy here of you doing something on your own terms, not the way that your friends want you to do it, not the way that your boss wants you to do it. Of course, there is a set of guidelines that are given of how to do whatever it is that you do, because it's going to be different for everybody. But at the same time, you're saying, you know what, I'm individual, I'm unique, and I have a certain way of doing things that sets me apart from other people. You're someone who pays a lot of attention to detail. You're very gifted, very talented, okay? You stand out from the crowd, and whatever industry you're in, you go above and beyond. And that's what sets you apart. But I feel here you're looking at effort, okay, and value. You're looking at all the effort that you put into something and what you get out of it. And I feel like you're being really realistic as well, because whatever it is you're applying yourself to, it's going to bring stability, financial stability there too. Now, this could be the beginning of a project, as I said, or you're cultivating something that you're already working on, or some of you may embark on some sort of study, but I feel like you're building habits that will set you apart for a lifetime. So you're getting into the habit of making an effort towards your true life's mission or purpose path, your true north. So even if you are someone who has several jobs and, some of those jobs perhaps, they're not exactly what you want to do, but they bring stability and make sure that you can pay the bills. But there's something else that you're working on the side that is your dream goal or dream opportunity. I feel like they're going to complement each other. And there is two opportunities coming in that are connected to your dreams and goals. And I feel like you may have to choose between them, but I feel there is success and you will celebrate this moment. There's something really wonderful coming in for you in the month of February that is very exciting, and it's a turn of fate that you were not expecting. So it's very sudden, but it is also very joyous, and you will celebrate this moment. Now we do have the King of Swords. Okay, now the King of Swords, it's in the resistance position. So this can tell me that there is someone that perhaps is in your career sector that you do not trust. Okay, now this could be someone who's in a position of authority as well, someone who makes the rules and regulations that you're not really a fan of, or that you don't trust this person. Or you may even feel that someone has tried to block your path in some way because they are jealous of your skill set, or they are, intentionally trying to keep you in a position because they like to have control over you. Okay, now this is not going to resonate with everyone, but it is coming through there. So it could be someone who's trying to micromanage you, or it could be someone who is trying heavily to like keep you in the dark about things going on in the working environment. So it almost like looks like that you are not in the know. But I feel like you're someone who's very savvy, very smart. You'll find out the information anyway. Being a king energy, it could be someone who's in a managerial position, who's trying to micromanage you, or in some way trying to withhold information. But with the Sun card, it will out, okay? People will notice what this person is doing. I mean, I always say this, but if you have placements in Leo, there's definitely an energy similar to that coming out in the Leo reading. So maybe because I've got a Leo moon, that's why there is a strong correlation there. If you don't have placements in Leo, then of course don't venture to that reading because there probably won't be anything there for you. But I feel it's really important to recognize that there is a combination there that may be relevant. Now, the King of Swords, anything that's in the resistance position is going into the upright, okay? So some of you, especially since the Wheel of Fortune is in the resistance position and the King of Swords is in the resistance position, it can tell me that sometimes, if you have spoken to certain friends or relatives or even, people in your working environment about your plans, you may have felt that suddenly they all fell apart, or suddenly they didn't go the way you'd hoped for, or suddenly there was a bit of a run of bad luck. You're being taught about working in stillness, working in silence, and moving towards your goals and dreams. When you stay really quiet about whatever it is that you're working on, you're going to notice you get there faster and more successful than when you tell people what you're doing. And it doesn't mean that anybody wishes you unwell. It just means that some people look at you, that you're going places, and then they look at their own life and feel like there's an inadequacy there. And they may feel intimidated by your success or intimidated by your skill set. So therefore, there is a negative spin on it. Even though it comes from their self-reflection about themselves, they can project that energy. So I feel a lot of you are noticing how that may have affected you and your progress there. But what I am getting as a major energy is there is something that you've been working on, something that you've been ruminating on. I mean, the King of Swords actually connects to the Judgment card as well. So this is the power of your mind, thoughts becoming things. And something happened to me just as I started your reading, and it was really random. And I'm Scorpio as well, so it may not be random, but I started to get a real twitch in my eye. Okay, just as I started your reading, and I was talking to you, telling you about I was cleansing the space, and one of my eyes was just twit, 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 and I was like, oh, what's that? And I thought to myself, this must mean that Scorpio is feeling really, because it felt like it wasn't my energy. It was like, and some of you may have even had a twitch at the beginning of this reading, so there may be a direct relation there, but I thought maybe a twitch in the eye means, they need to get better sleep, or they've got some sort of vitamin deficiency. I feel like twitches in eyelids don't really, it's almost like they're mysterious. They don't really know why they happen, but maybe they do. I'm not sure. But then I kind of just went, it needs to stop. It needs to stop. It needs to stop right now. And it did. And I was given this energy of the power of the mind. And now that you've got this combination of the King of Swords and the Sun card in the resistance position, I feel some of you are really learning about the power of your mind. I commanded that flicker in my eye to stop. And it did, okay? Now, I've had flickers in my eye in the past, right? And they've been really annoying. And I've said, they need to stop. They need to stop right now. And it never has, right? Because I just kind of ignored it, went, oh, okay, forget about it. But I commanded it. So I feel like the power of your mind and having command over your thoughts, quietening that inner critic about your potential is very important. So I feel like you're about to achieve something really great in your career. Don't let doubt creep in. I feel like you're going to see thoughts really becoming things in the month of February. But there may be a plan that you've been strategizing on, or that you're getting clear on and finalizing all those variables, and suddenly they become a reality and you're putting them into action, okay? You are someone who is highly intelligent. Not only are you intelligent and very logical as well, you have the gift of being highly emotional and, really tapping into your intuition and into that sense of knowingness. But you're also someone who looks for facts. So I feel like you really have a great balance when it comes to making decisions in your career. And I feel like there's a big decision that you have to make in the month of February that will affect your career going forward. Truth is everything to you. Always a Scorpio, looking for the truth, okay? So I feel like the truth will out. If you feel someone is holding something away from you in the career sector, or you feel someone has been abusing their power in some situation, I definitely see that it will be revealed, and then you will have the last laugh. I feel like actually this person gets called to task on it, and I feel, yeah, it will be resolved. Let's put it that way, diplomatically, but it will be resolved. Now, also with this King of Swords, I feel there's an energy here of you laying the foundations for something that will actually affect your future in a really positive way. So I feel you're using your intellect, but also your passions. So I feel it's almost like a very alchemical energy right now, where you're blending all the ingredients that you have in your skill set. So it's almost like you're putting all those ingredients to work to create something truly special. You know, your intelligence, your brainstorming, your knowingness, your intuition, your passion, your desire, your feelings about your goals and dreams, and your visions becoming reality. All of that is working in your favor this month. And I just see an opportunity coming in, well, two really, but one that you're really going to grab with both hands, okay? Now, the sun energy, it's in the resistance position, so it's like it's in the reverse. Some of you, as you entered the year, you may have felt spurts of inspiration, like almost like you're starting a car, you know, and it's like, it's like you've got the ignition going and it starts and it feels like it's starting, but then it doesn't. And then it doesn't. So I feel there's this energy here of you like having a few like false starts to your year, almost like you've been having some momentum and then suddenly like feeling a little bit drained or feeling like taking a bit of a backseat, and that's going to work in your favor because it gives you an opportunity not to rush into something without seeing all the variables. The Sun card in this position, you know, it will be in the reverse for the next 2 weeks, shall we say. So that can indicate that some of you are feeling a little bit low energy and you're reflecting on things like your external environment, whether they're toxic or whether there's a person who's draining your energy or even a food substance. You may look at that because I feel like you're getting really clear this month on what it is that you want to accomplish. And the Sun card is success. So it will go into the upright as you move into February and beyond. So that tells me that you know what to do, how to change your circumstances, but also you're going to be very successful. There is going to be something here that makes you celebrate. And I feel it's connected to a position. So this could be that a new role becomes available. There's a promotion or thanks so much. I'm truly grateful. I'm being given a leadership role becoming available, and it almost like sets you apart from everybody else. Remember, sometimes it can be lonely at the top because people will now look at you in a different mindset. No longer are you like a colleague. You are their boss. So there may be some adjustment that needs to be made when you step into this role. Even though you are a natural born leader, you're someone who's very diplomatic, very fair, non-judgmental, you're a good listener, and you have the qualities that will lead a team to success. However, some people, again, they may feel a little bit inadequate or they may feel a little bit nervous talking to you. They're going to look at you in a different way. So just watch out for that. There is a bit of an adjustment to be made there as well. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, I definitely see there's an opportunity arising for you to be a little bit more international. So if you're getting your marketing strategy ready right now and you're deciding to increase your reach, shall we say, that's all the cool kids say these days, increasing your reach, whether it's on social media or whether it's through client-based, word of mouth as well, you're really skilled at what you do. So I definitely see people talking about your natural talents and abilities and wanting to utilize those skills. And, you know, you with the star energy and the sun, it tells me that you really shine as being the best at what you do. Okay. And I feel there's a lot of success that is coming your way because you have the right energy and the right approach. And I feel it's almost like you could like go global with whatever it is that you're doing. And some of you may be even thinking about living abroad or even deciding to take your career to the next level and being a little bit more nomadic or wondering where you feel like you belong, because I get an energy of establishing yourself. And some of you, like, you're really fed up with like bureaucracy and red tape and people trying to abuse their positions of power in the career sector. So I feel like you may set something up that safeguards other people and the pitfalls that they may find along the way. So for example, I'm just going to give this as an example, right? For example, if you're someone who's like, you know what, I want to be a a talent agent who sources models, right? And I want to be the best talent agent that there is right there. And I'm going to leave with integrity. I'm going to safeguard the people that I have on my agency books, and I'm going to make sure that they have access to the best jobs. Now, of course, in every industry, there is, not so nice people, for example. So I feel like you may be a leading factor or someone who leads the way on doing something pioneering where you safeguard people in an industry. It doesn't have to be modeling or anything like that. I'm just pulling that out of the hat. For example, I feel like some of you may pioneer like a new way of doing something in your sector, set up like a new app, go digital in some way because you've got the King of Swords there. This is a very digital energy, or you may use the internet in some way to utilize whatever it is you do and be a little bit more far-reaching with your career sector. So I definitely see some sort of new promotion or raise if you're in a career that you work for a company. I see you being seen for your talents and appreciated for your skills and being offered a promotion with a small increase in finances. I feel there's a lot more responsibility. I do see that they may try to offer you the role with the knowledge that you will be taking on a lot more work and a lot more responsibility. However, they may not be able to offer you as much pay as you deserve in that role. So you may take some time out to think about it, but because your King of Swords is there, it tells me you have the potential to negotiate a better deal. Be honest and say, actually, for the amount of extra work there is, I expect this much. And again, remember, ask for a little bit more and you're going to get exactly what you'd hope for because they will negotiate you down. Now we do have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is a major breakthrough in your career. You're changing something. So this is the start of a new idea. So whether it's like you're picking up a new project or you're going to be entrusted with a new project at your current work environment where there's more responsibility, some of you may actually, if you're an entrepreneur, open yourself up to a new way of thinking and a new way of doing something, and suddenly things start to pick up pace. Okay, there's great velocity happening for you, especially as you move through February. There's going to be a lot more paperwork to deal with, a lot more responsibility, administrative tasks, lots of calls, okay? But I feel you hear about an opportunity coming through. Now, the Ace of Swords, especially after the Hermit and the Judgment card, which is like, okay, what's my next step? Where do I want to take my career? The Ace of Swords is knowing where you need to go, having the vision, having the tenacity and the drive to make it happen. So it's like you're expecting to change your career in some way, and then you're actioning it, and there's a breakthrough, okay? So I definitely see mental clarity happening here for you. Ace of Swords also indicates that you are acting upon something, you feel called to act on something where you gain. Because I feel like there is financial reward here. There's a small increase in finances. Don't get me wrong. I see a lot of you in a budget mindset where you're keeping an eye on what you spend, you're conserving, and you're finding better deals is what I see there. Pages, they tend to mean that, the amount of effort that you're putting into something, there's a realistic amount of finances coming, but there may be a small increase there as well. Now, for some of you beautiful Scorpios out there, if you have had to take a period of time out from a career sector because you've been unwell, you've been regrouping your energy and convalescing, I feel February is the month where you may ease yourself back into the work environment. And I really want you to be aware, don't push yourself, because the Ace of Swords and the Three of Swords really indicates if you try to go in too quickly, you may have a setback. So just watch out for that. I feel like you will be on optimum form, but just take it easy, okay? That's just coming through there as well. Some of you may even be trying to tie up loose ends because you are going to have a procedure or some sort of surgery that is already booked for this month. I just want you to be aware it's something that's already booked for some of those beautiful Scorpios out there, not all. And so I feel it's really important to take the rest you need after that as well. And this may come in at the end of, middle to end of February there for you too, okay? Now we have the Seven of Wands. This is about you being at your personal best. This is about a very competitive environment that you may work in, but you stand out from the crowd. Remember your skill set, remember your value, remember that you are actually an asset to any team, because the Seven of Wands indicates that you defend your position in some way. So there could be some sort of restructure that's going on in a career environment, or new policies and changes to rules and regulations. That's coming up big for this year. 2024, there is a change of policies going on in pretty much every industry. They're going to come in over 2024. So just watch out for that, especially if you're offered a new contract for the position that you're currently in. Make sure you defend your position. Make sure that if there's any benefits or bonuses that are in your previous contract, try to carry them over into your current circumstances or negotiate better deals. Because if you're given a contract that starts from now, anything that went before is nullified and you may miss out. Okay, so just watch out for that. The Seven of Wands indicates sustained effort. You're putting your nose to the grindstone. You're actually working hard towards your goals, and you're trying to summon up the tenacity, the drive, and the momentum, to be motivated to keep going at whatever it is that you do. And you definitely are going to be super organized and making things happen. This is about you not giving up, fighting for what you believe in, and being successful. You're keeping on, let's put it that way. But also, the Seven of Wands is an energy of pressure. So I feel some of you, especially since things are going to be a little more fast-paced as you move through February, there may be moments of pressure, and I feel like managing stress levels really important. So know when to rush in and take action, and know when to take a pause. But there's some awesome news coming in that you will celebrate, okay? Because you set yourself apart. Also, I feel like if there's any restructure going on there's someone in a position of power who really, really, really likes what you do, really sees you very talented and very gifted. And they actually, for them, let's put it this way, this person, they're a very nice person, okay, but they can be very strict, very austere. And there's a little bit of ego about this person. They look at you and they see something of themselves in you. So I feel if there is a restructure at your career environment where they're making some redundancies, I feel this person, they see you a bit like themselves. So they want to save you. They really put in a word for you to be kept, to protect your position, and to elevate you. So I feel there may be some sort of dealings with a person in a position of power. So if you are working for a company, I see someone putting in a really good word for you to be offered a promotion. Okay. And if you are in an industry where you work for yourself and you're an entrepreneur, I definitely see that there is someone like an industry figure who is taking note of your talent, someone who's watching you behind the scenes, and they may reach out in the month of February going into March to either collaborate or to say, hey, you know what? I really admire you. I admire your skill set. I think you're going to be a real successful at what you do, and they want to compliment you, but this person's already really established. They may even be famous, but I see them reaching out saying, hey, you're on the right path to being really successful. And I think they want to help you. So they may actually introduce you to people that you will need to know later on in your career. Okay, so that's coming through there as well. Now, we do have the Three of Swords here. This is an indication of difficulty. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right? And to be truly successful, it's hard. Now, some people, they put in so many hours in the office, and, they can plateau at a certain position. But I feel like you are working smarter, not harder. And in some way, I feel like you're finding a way to increase your motivation and your productivity, but at the same time, you're also increasing downtime for yourself. So I feel like you're strategizing your schedule, making sure that you're time efficient there. Now, I will pull a card on the Three of Swords because as an outcome, it can indicate someone says something to you that is a little bit wounding, but it can also, because, swords are connected to words and thoughts, and words can wound. But I feel like they don't have the power to derail you. They actually fuel you to be more successful than this person could ever imagine. So it's almost like you're turning pain to gain. So that's what I see here in this reading for you. So if there's someone who's very critical or someone who has wounded you in some way, it's almost like you're going to be more successful, and success is your revenge. That's the energy that I'm getting, okay? I feel like you're an evolved Scorpio, so you're not seeking revenge. I feel actually all the success you're doing for you, but ultimately I feel there's like a little byproduct of feeling like, yeah, you know what? You know, like that teacher, I had one as well back in the day. They always said I'd never make anything of myself, and, you know, I had goals and dreams. They even stood me up in the front of a whole class and made an example of me because I was really terrible at math, right? And anyway, so she kind of like singled me out to ridicule me in front of the whole class. And I stood there feeling really like empty and embarrassed and almost like silly for having a dream that potentially could never happen. And something came out of me. It was this like voice from my deepest part of my soul that turned to the teacher and said, just because you didn't make your dreams happen, don't crush mine. And then, of course, that person screamed at me to get out. And I was very quiet at school. You know, I was really insular, very introverted. So for someone to ridicule me just made me feel even smaller. And of course, I was bullied as well. So I'm not here like saying I'm a sob story or anything like that. But, you know, I was really shy. I was really like, but in that moment, it sort of rose up within me like, how dare you underestimate me just because you did not make things happen for you on your own terms? How dare you try to tell me what I should be and to sit in a little box of not trying? And I feel something of that energy is here within you right now, where you're like, don't tell me that I can't do something. What is going to happen is you're going to watch me do it, and I'm going to do it on my own terms, and I'm going to be more successful than you can ever imagine. And that's the form of revenge I'm kind of talking about, right? So that's coming out there. You know, I normally don't like to talk about stuff like that for me, but for some reason they're showing me in the water, so they want me to tell you that story, obviously. And by they I mean my guides. So let me just thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for the highest good? What are they meant to be aware of? Can you please show them? What is this Three of Swords about? Four of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. This is about you holding on to the idea that you're loving what you do, that you're building a solid financial foundation, security. For some of you, you may even think about going into real estate, or you're saving for real estate. The Knight of Cups is to follow your bliss, follow your heart, and do something that you love. But also, I feel something that you love is going to be offered to you that is going to create security. So this could be, you know, a project that you win, or a lucrative dream come true job opportunity, or it could be that you're offered a promotion, because the Knight of Cups is to offer something that you will love at grassroots. I mean, it could also indicate that there's someone here who says something very critical and wounding to you because they have romantic feelings for you, okay? It can mean that they are, you know, having some sort of like unprofessional thoughts about how the relationship with you and them should go. But I feel like you stand your ground and you secure your position. But also I'm getting an energy here of you loving what you do and working really hard and having almost like that tunnel vision where you're really passionate and intense about what you do, but don't work yourself to the bone to the point where you're not enjoying life. Find balance. The Four of Pentacles comes with a cautionary tale. Don't let life pass you by, okay? Whilst you're building a solid foundation, you must also, you know, enjoy yourself along the way. But ultimately, I feel like you're trying to find something that you enjoy doing. And you are the architect of your dreams. And you're making these dreams become tangible. Because water, you know, in the Tarot, water is all about the dreams. And the Four of Pentacles is about making something tangible. You're having a grounded plan. So you're making your dreams become a reality because you're supporting it with a plan and a strategy. So I definitely see that you're going to take pride in what you do in a really healthy way. And that, you know, I feel some of you may even have some sort of collaboration energy going on there. But I do feel for some of you beautiful Scorpios, there is someone who wants to hold you and keep you in a certain position, because either, and I'm just going to give an example here, either they are like a boss type figure and they see that you have a lot of potential, and if you grow through the ranks, you may leave the company. to go on to do something else. And they want to keep you right where you're at, because either they have some sort of romantic connection there where they are thinking about you inappropriately, or they feel like you are a threat to their position. So just watch out for that. I feel that's coming through there as well. So it could be that someone tries to make things difficult for you and they have an alternative motive. But you being a Scorpio, intuitively, you're going to suss that out straight away. And I feel like you're going to very shrewdly make sure that you're in a position where that person does not get to do that. Okay. Now we do have the Queen of Wands. This is about you leading with your passion, but also having a lot of attention in your career sector. So I feel some of you may even partner up in business with somebody or have an opportunity. Someone may reach out to you and say, hey, Scorpio, great news. I'm setting this thing up. Would you like to come on board? So I feel like you may have something to think about in the month of February. But the Queen of Wands, it's really an energy here of being inspired, of, you know, dedicating yourself to your passions and achieving for the highest good of all. Also being in the flow, you know, expressing your passions, expressing yourself, and doing things on your own unique terms. Passion is your power. And I feel this is going to attract a lot of attention for raises, promotions, but also clients if you work for yourself, for example, or even if you're online on social media. This is about being seen. So it's really kind of like attracting a lot of attention, whatever it is that you do. And this could be for a reward or some sort of recognition, but also something that you do could go viral in some way if you are connected to social media and the like. But it's really about being known for what you do. I get a sense here of you establishing a reputation for being the best at what you do. But you also need to remember to be inspired, because if you feel like you're working towards something and it's getting a little bit monotonous, or you're feeling a little bit like bored with your circumstances, that's when you can feel really frustrated and you need to revamp your career in some way. So I definitely get that coming through. I'm going to pull a card on your overarching energy as well, because what I'm seeing here is there is a small increase in money coming in for you, but the Queen of Wands at the end there is a desire to splash the cash. Okay, so some of you may need to keep a tighter rein on your finances this month, because I feel it's not that you're overspending, but I feel like you're creating some sort of budget or plan where you don't. Now, of course, it's almost like money's coming in, going out. Okay, so I got to be honest with what I see. I mean, if you're spending the money to treat yourself, absolutely treat yourself. You deserve it. You don't need me to tell you that at all. But I feel sometimes we don't treat ourselves in life, and we need to have that level of balance. So it is coming through there with that Six of Pentacles, that it's coming in, but it's also going out. So what's really important to recognize, in order for life to keep on moving and making progress, we must be in the flow. Okay? Putting money out generates more money coming in. So you're in that flow of reciprocity. Equally, like if you've got a certain skill set, you should be fairly recompensed for it. So I do feel like you are gaining balance in your world, but there's a distribution of wealth happening here for you, where your generous spirit and the efforts that you've been making is generating more money. Six of Pentacles is also an energy of surprise from the universe, like an unexpected resource financially coming in. So this could be like a surprise bonus, something that perhaps you were not expecting, or something maybe even that you were expecting, but I feel there's like a little bit extra to it that you were not expecting. Also, with the Six of Pentacles, it can indicate that someone, remembers your generosity and kindness and comes back towards you to offer you an opportunity. So let me just... The main energy from a Six of Pentacles is like, yes, you have a focus and you're investing a lot of your time and your energy into that, but you also need to remember your own needs. Especially if you're an entrepreneur, it is so important that you take the time necessary to rest, because, you can work 9 to 5 for a company, for example, and you can desire to work for yourself. But when you work for yourself, it's more important for you to take some rest time, because working for yourself can mean that you're working 24/7, right? Because you love what you do, you're passionate about it, you get in the flow of it, but also you're the person who cannot take time off, or, you don't get paid sick leave, all of those things. So they are factors that you need to work out. And I feel that you're going to see an increase in finances that make sure that you can take some time out, that you can have fun, that you can take a duvet day if you want to, for example. We got the Seven of Wands, you're at your personal best, Two of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. So, these two cards already showed up for you. So still in the flow of energy, which means Seven of Wands, that you are at your personal best, you're above competition, that you are passionate about what you do, you're leading with your passions, and that there is an energy of sustained effort. So keep doing what you're doing because you're really awesome at it. But some of you may be either leaving a position or a new position comes in when you least expect it. It could pop into your email box, or you could hear from someone. Two of Pentacles indicates you have a choice. And some of you, there's an energy of duality here. So I feel like you're going to be really flexible. You're going to be very busy, multitasking. And I feel, some of you could be connecting to like a more stable money flow, like a long-term position, but also an entrepreneurship where you do something on the side. Two of Pentacles is like two opportunities. As I said, two opportunities coming in. So you may need to decide between the two. There's one that brings in increased finance, so more money than you had before. The other one is kind of like level with what you are used to, okay? And you'll decide which one's right for you. And the Page of Pentacles is the offer, the universe stepping in to offer you extra money or an extra opportunity to start something or apply yourself to something or even study something where it helps you increase your finances to create comfort and prosperity in your world, okay? But you work really hard for it. So I feel there's just a little bit of extra magic in and around February, but you worked hard for it, okay? So that's what's coming through there as well. Okay, it's almost like you're going to see the results of your labor coming through in February, that you are a doer, a go-getter, and I feel like you have the ability to attract what you need and then some. Some of you may collaborate, or people are going to reach out to you wanting to work with you because of your work ethic. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Interesting. We got hurtful events, which is one of the cards that have popped out for you there. I did mention that briefly. It's like someone may wound you. That Three of Swords there. Swords connect to communication or thoughts. So someone may wound you, but I feel like it's your fuel. You're turning pain to gain. It says here, because you put so much effort into everything that you do. So if someone is critical about what you do, or you feel judged in some way, it can hurt us, especially, if you're an artist or someone who's putting your soul on the line out through your work. If it gets judged in a negative or critical way, the energy that I'm seeing here is whoever is doing that judging or being critical is because they're jealous. They're not capable of creating the level of work that you do and the level of success that you are capable of. So just bear that in mind, okay? But it says here, as you endure this period, learn not to dwell on the past so it won't anchor you down. Disappointment or heartbreak. That was your first card. But it's here, the Inner Warrior. It gives you the strength to move forward. It gives you the strength, the momentum, and the power to activate change and rise up. You are that phoenix, literally rising from the ashes. So if there was a role that did not go in your favor, or you feel someone has tried to derail you, you're going to have the last laugh. You're the one who's going to rise and thrive. And they're the ones who are going to be still stuck in the same position and not enjoying themselves, and they're just going to be jealous from the sidelines. But it says here, channel your inner strength to subdue and subtly control the issues at hand. Trust your power, strength, courage, and confidence. And you had the Ace of Swords there, so that means there's a major breakthrough happening for you in your career that will put you in a position of power, a position of responsibility. But it almost, as I said at the beginning there, it feels like you're starting from scratch on something or learning something new about your position, but you have a wealth of knowledge to back it up. So I feel you're in a really, look at that, door to power. So it says here, your courage to stand up for what you believe in will bring you great blessings to your life, ruling, power, respect, and wealth. So I feel like you're definitely making waves in your career, stepping up, but also it's like standing up for something that you do in a very individual way puts you apart from the rest and makes you very, very successful indeed. Remember, people don't need to understand your journey. It's not theirs, it's yours, and you're making it the best it can be. So very excited about your path. I feel there's a bit of a transition going on in the month of February, but it sets you up for the rest of the year, and it sees you going from strength to strength there. And I feel some of you are reigniting your passion for something that you used to do. It's almost like somehow you may return to it, but in a different form. And in a different position as well, and a position of power. So we've got the scales there, which represent balance, truth, integrity, and for some of you it could be new contracts, definitely paperwork coming in, lots of administrative tasks. You are going to be busy, but you're going to be in the flow. Okay, we've also got the key, and the key has a tulip on it, as that little nub in there, but also it has the triascaline, which is the 3 legs to move forward. So I definitely see that it is forward motion for you. You're unlocking doors. It says here door to power. So whether it's a promotion, raise, or you opening the door to more inspiration, and all the tasks that you're doing are going to lead to a very prosperous place where you will celebrate yourself. There's some really awesome news coming in for you there that will help you along the way. And finally, we have, okay, so this is the water element of the emotions, okay? And this is all about your dreams becoming a reality. Also psychic flashes, knowingness. So I feel pay close attention to your dreams, especially since you have the moon card there. You may see something that you're going to accomplish in your mind before you actually see it on the physical plane. Thoughts are becoming things, so remember that for yourself. But also I feel like you're deep in thought. And you're paying close attention to the flow of energy, using your intuition. And yeah, I feel that you're doing what is right for your career. And I feel that you are going to level up in some way with a small increase at this stage of money. But also, I feel this small increase, it will grow exponentially, okay? So it's almost like February is a bit of a springboard month for you there too. So I'll leave that there. Very complex, my beautiful Scorpio. I hope something resonates in that reading for you. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with my reading, which is very important for me. So I'm being distracted. Oh my gosh, I've been given this song like a couple of times in readings before. I'm being distracted by a song. It's The Eye of the Tiger, Rising Up. No, I can't really remember the lyrics, but I just heard Rising Up, and then it just kind of stopped. So that's why it kind of caught me off guard there. So, I mean, that song, it's very famous. It used to be in that film Rocky, okay? So that's maybe like you rolling with the punches of life, that you've had to work extra hard because maybe you didn't have a, solid foundation. Everything that you worked really hard for, you're self-made. You did this yourself. But it can also indicate that you are on course to be a champion, to be celebrated in your field of work. But the eye of the tiger is about using that animal instinct and that power, that drive to get to the top. And, at the same time, I was kind of given like a brief flash of, Sylvester Stallone, like running up those stairs. So, yeah. I'm just going to leave that there. It may be relevant because you may see that image or hear that song over the next couple of weeks. I mean, again, it has come up in a reading a couple of times now, but I feel it's an indication that you're going from strength to strength. And I mean, the eye of the tiger is like seeing everything in your mind's eye become a reality, and that you have a very instinctive energy that is going to see you in a position of power in your career. Okay, so I'll leave it there, and I hope something resonates. Thank you so much, my beautiful Scorpio, and love and light.